Everybody waits for miracles, something bigger than themselves. But history was never written by the ones who stood and watched. Every dream begins unnoticed, every fire starts small. One heartbeat against the silence can become the loudest call. Maybe change begins with one brave step into the unknown. One small step can change a life. One brave spark can light the night. What feels tiny in your hands could become something larger than the world understands. Every movement starts somewhere, every soul that chose to dare. One small step is all it takes to make a giant leap someday. All the people called them reckless, all the dreamers called insane. But the ones who changed tomorrow were the ones who faced the rain. You don't need to move a mountain, you don't need to know the end. All you need is just the courage to begin before you're ready yet. Every future that we know started with someone saying go. One small step can break the chains. One bold heart can shift the waves. What seems small beneath your feet could become the thing the world will always see. Every revolution starts inside one fearless heart. One small step is all it takes to make a giant leap someday. Maybe we are born afraid, but not born to stay the same. Every star we dream about was once hidden in the dark. So take the step, even if your voice shakes, even if the whole world doubts. One small step can change the sky. One true dream can never die. Every moment that you choose to move forward lights the fuse. And someday when they look behind, they'll remember this one night when one small step became the start of something greater than ourselves. One small step, one giant leap starts with you. Everybody's holding mirrors, calling reflections the real world. Every side convinced they know what's beneath the skin and bones. We build our truths from little scars, from broken homes and passing stars. And every story that we trust still bends beneath the weight of us. Maybe truth is not a flame, but shattered glass without a name. All the truth in the world combined still leaves something undefined. Every answer hides another lie, wearing honesty's disguise. And maybe we're all just trying to survive inside the stories we call life. History written by tired hands, love rewritten after it ends. Even memories slowly change, shifting shape inside the brain. What feels certain in the light looks different in another night, and every fact we hold too tight eventually starts to divide. The deeper we search for certainty, the more fragile it seems to be. All the truth we gather here still disappear through doubt and fear. Maybe nothing's fully pure, maybe no heart is completely sure. And every voice that screams I know still hides what it can't control. What if truth is less a wall and more a shadow on us all? Something changing as we move, never fully held or proved. Because humans don't just see the world, we translate it through ourselves. So I'll stop pretending I can see every hidden certainty. Maybe wisdom starts instead when we question what we defend. And maybe the closest thing to truth is admitting we only know pieces of it. The room went quiet after that. No final answer looking back, just fragments floating through the dark, like stars we'll never fully touch.
I used to speak in hopeful lines, talk about dreams like they were mine, say I believed in love and truth, but fear kept me from following through. It's easy saying what sounds right from the safety of the sidelines, but words grow hollow over time if your life stays out of line. Because belief is more than sound, footsteps found. If you believe it, live it out. Don't let your faith stay trapped in doubt. Cause truth is more than what we say. It's the choices that we make and every value we defend should breathe through how we live. I've seen people preach about grace while hatred lived behind their face, and others speak of being free, still chained by their hypocrisy. But the strongest souls I've known were quiet in the way they showed their hearts through every little thing, not just words but living. Integrity begins when no one sees why you still choose to be. If you believe in love, then love. If you believe in hope, rise up. If you believe the world can change, then live like change can start today. Because conviction without action is only comfort in disguise. What if the life you truly want requires more than just your thoughts? What if belief becomes real only through the way you live? Because the soul grows weak inside when actions and beliefs divide. So I'll stop hiding behind words and let my life be fully heard. Not perfect, not without mistakes, but honest in the path I take. Because the truest thing I've learned is belief should burn through how we live. So let my actions speak for me. Beyond philosophy, because faith without a life to prove it feels incomplete. I built my walls with careful words, painted smiles no one disturbed, learned how to hide behind the light, keep the darker things out of sight. For a while it looked so right, like the mask could survive the night, but every lie I tried to keep started haunting me in sleep. Because truth has a quiet way of breathing through what we try to erase. A lie can live for just a while, hide behind a borrowed smile, but sooner or later the cracks appear and the truth comes whispering near. You can run, you can disguise, but lies don't survive. But lies don't survive. I've seen people build whole lives on words they knew weren't right, but every false thing carried along slowly turns the heart to stone. And honesty may hurt at first, like opening an old wound worse, but pain that's true can finally heal, unlike secrets we conceal. The soul grows tired carrying weight that was never meant to stay. A lie can shine like polished gold, but it can't survive growing old, because truth keeps calling through the dark like a fire beneath the sparks. And no matter how we hide, truth waits alive inside. Truth waits alive inside. What if freedom starts right here, the moment we stop living in fear? Not perfect, not untouched, just honest enough. Because truth may shake your world apart, but lies slowly poison the heart. So I'll choose the harder road, even if the truth feels cold, because I'd rather break and heal than live a life that isn't real. And when the silence finally clears, truth is all that's left here. The mask fell softly to the floor, and I don't need it anymore, because lies fade over time, but truth survives. Ooh.
They tell you keep your feet on the ground. Dreams like that never work out. Be smart, stay safe, know your place. Don't go chasing outer space. But every wall they built before us was just a name for something no one's done today. Yeah, they laugh before they listen, doubt before they understand, but history belongs forever to the ones who took a stand. So if your heart says go tonight, then run beyond the edge of light. Be realistic, demand the impossible. Turn your scars into something powerful. Every giant leap begins with the courage deep within. Don't just dream, ignite the sky. Live so loud your fear can't hide. The impossible will someday fall, because someone dared to want it all. Demand the impossible and make the world believe.
I try to map out every road, measure every step I take, looking for a perfect sign before deciding what was mine. But life kept changing shape on me, nothing stayed where it should be, and all the answers I held tight started fading in the night. Sometimes the mind can only go so far before the heart has to speak in the dark. Sometimes you gotta trust the feeling, even when it makes no sense. No clear reason, no safe direction, just something pulling from within. Because not every truth is spoken loud, some are only felt somehow. I've walked away from things that looked right, toward roads I couldn't justify. No guarantees beneath my feet, just a quiet rhythm inside me. And every time I ignore that voice, trying to make the smarter choice, something in me slowly dims, like I stopped listening again. Instinct isn't always clean or clear, but neither is the life we fear. Sometimes you've gotta trust the feeling more than what the world believes in. The heart can see beyond the facts, into the spaces logic lacks, and maybe that's how people grow, by following what they somehow know. What if intuition is memory, a deeper kind of clarity, not from thought, not from control, but from the language of the soul? Because some roads aren't meant to be planned, only walked with open hands. So I trust the feeling now, even if I can't explain how. No perfect map, no certain view, just a sense of something true. And if I lose my way tonight, at least the choice was mine. The world keeps asking me for proof, but some things live beyond the truth. And somewhere underneath the noise, I hear my voice it with careful hands, waiting for the perfect chance, thinking if I move too soon, everything I loved might lose. But time kept slipping through my skin while I stayed trapped inside my head. And slowly I began to see the danger wasn't failing me. The worst regret is not the fall, it's never moving at all. I'm not afraid of taking chances or the scars that come with dancing. I fear the silence, staying still, watching life pass by at will. Because mistakes can heal with time, but untouched dreams forever hide. Every road I didn't take still echoes like a quiet ache. Not because I know they'd work, but because I never learned. And every leap that left a bruise still taught me something true. Even the nights I lost my way moved me more than standing safe. Action may break your heart in two, but inaction slowly buries you. So I'll risk the wrong decisions over lifetimes spent in wishing I'd rather fall while reaching high than never know the reason why. Because the heaviest thing I found is the weight of not moving now. What if courage is uncertainty? What if it's simply moving despite fear? Not knowing how it ends, but refusing not to begin. Because life was never made for souls too scared to change. I'm not afraid of what could fail, I'm afraid of growing stale, of waking up one day to find I left my real life behind. So even if I lose tonight, at least I chose to try. The road ahead may break my heart, but staying here would tear me apart. So I'll move before regret does. I used to think if I fought harder, I could outrun every loss. Like every scar was just a weakness, every failure meant I'm lost. I kept chasing perfect endings, trying not to fall behind. But the harder that I pushed it, the more I lost my mind. Sometimes life won't bend your way, no matter how hard you pray. Sometimes you have to face it, you can't always win the fight. Sometimes your heart gets broken, sometimes dreams don't survive. But losing doesn't mean you failed, and falling doesn't mean goodbye. Sometimes the bravest thing I spent too long waiting around for the right time to come around, thinking someday I would change, when fear and doubt would fade away. But tomorrow kept moving on, never staying very long, and every dream I left behind started fading in my mind. The future doesn't fall from the sky, it begins the moment you decide. The future starts today, not somewhere far away, not in promises you make, but in the steps you choose to take. Every second that you wait is a door that doesn't stay, because tomorrow's built from what you do today. You don't need to see the end or know exactly where you'll land. Most roads are made while walking through, not before they're walked by you. The smallest move can shift your life, a quiet choice, a sleepless night, and one brave moment saying yes can change everything after it. No one arrives before they start. The first step is the hardest part. The future starts right here, inside your doubt and fear, not after everything feels right, but in the courage to begin tonight. Dreams don't grow in someday plans, they grow inside your hands. What if this is all there is? Not a rehearsal, not a test. What if the life you're waiting for is standing at your door? Because one day you'll look behind and realize this was the time. The future starts today, with every risk you're brave enough to take. Not perfect, not complete, just alive beneath your feet. And maybe that's the truth we learn. Tomorrow begins the moment we turn. So I won't wait for signs anymore, I'll walk through the open door, because the life I dream about starts now.
I spent years behind locked doors, afraid of what the world held more. Every dream I tried to hold felt dangerous outside my soul. So I stayed where it felt safe, built my life inside a cage, and little by little I became a shadow wearing my own name. Fear promises it keeps you whole, but slowly it empties out your soul. How little light can truly grow inside a heart afraid to go. Fear may keep you from the pain, but it keeps you small the same. 'Cause nothing great was ever born from hiding safely from the storm. I've seen people lose their fire, not from failure but from fear. Too afraid to speak their truth, too afraid to be keeps moving while fear still comes. What if fear never disappears? What if bravery simply appears the moment you decide to move, despite the shaking inside you? Because freedom doesn't wait for fear to fade away. So I won't let fear decide how much of life I leave behind. I'd rather fall while reaching high than live untouched and wonder why. Because one day we all will see fear took more than failure ever could from me. The night still whispers in my ear, but I won't live beneath my fear. Because somewhere beyond the doubt, my real life waits. Every thought becomes a seed, quietly shaping what will be. The words we whisper in the dark leave fingerprints upon the heart. I used to tell myself I can't, till fear became the way I stand. And every doubt I held too long started feeling like my home. Passing sound, it slowly builds the ground we walk on. As you think, so you become. The battle's lost, the victory's won. Every vision that you feed turns into the life you lead. Because the soul grows toward the light, or toward the shadow. Stories they repeated every night. We become what we rehearse, blessing or a quiet curse. The things we tell ourselves each day eventually shape our face. No one changes all at once. It starts in thoughts too small to touch. As you think, so shall you or slowly fade behind your eyes. Every fear you let remain will build invisible chains. But every dream you dare believe can become reality beneath your feet. The world can see, the mind decides who we will be. So I'll guard the words I keep inside the silence underneath. I'll choose hope even through the night. Choose growth when fear says hide. Because becoming starts within. Long before the world begins, every thought becomes a flame. Every whisper shapes a name, and somewhere deep inside inside of me. The future's already speaking.
I used to bite my tongue too hard, hide my thoughts behind my guard, afraid that every word I'd say would push somebody far away. So I stayed quiet, played it safe, smiled enough to keep my place, but silence started feeling worse, like disappearing in reverse. You can stay untouched by the flame, but untouched means unseen the same. If you want no scars, don't climb, don't speak, don't stand tall. Do nothing, say nothing, fade away. That's the price of playing safe, but I'd rather bleed for something real than never know the way it feels. Every artist risks the crowd, every dreamer stands out loud, every heart that dares to try will someday hear another lie. You can't create without the noise, you can't have truth without a choice, and every path that matters most comes with voices you can't control. Criticism follows light, shadows only form where something shines. If you want no ones to show, never plant, never grow, never risk becoming more, never knock on any door. But I won't trade a living soul for comfort dressed as self-control. What if judgment means you try, means you step beyond the line? Not everyone will understand, but that was never the demand. Oh, because the ones remembered most are the ones who dare to show themselves. So let them talk, let them stare. At least I know I really care. I'd rather fail while being true than disappear, avoiding wounds, because the life that fears all pain will never truly leave a name. So I'll speak, I'll move, I'll be, even if they disagree, because the cost of being seen is still worth paying to me. I used to think that holding on was how you stayed safe for long. Keep your heart behind a wall, never give too much at all. But I've seen kindness change a room, like sunlight breaking through the gloom. A single hand, a simple word can heal more than we've ever heard. Funny how the more we share, the lighter becomes what we bear. No one ever grows poor by giving love, by lifting someone when life gets rough. Every piece you give away finds another way to stay, because hearts don't empty when they care. They somehow grow more there. I've met people rich in gold, still feeling lonely, still cold, and others with almost nothing left, still giving more than they possess. A smile, a moment, honest time can mean more than 1,000 signs. The smallest acts can carry far, like quiet lights inside the dark. What we keep may fade away, but what we give somehow remains. No one loses by being kind or opening up what's inside. Love is strange that way it grows. The more you let it go, maybe that's the secret too. The richest souls are generous through and through. What if life is not about how much we gather for ourselves, but about the lives we touch before we leave this world behind? Because nothing truly travels far like a loving heart. So I'll give while I still can, my words, my time, my hands. Not because I have it all, but because giving makes me whole. And when the years have passed me by, I hope love is what survives. The things we keep will fade someday, but kindness never dies away. And somehow after giving more, I feel richer than before.
They hand me numbers, black and white. Tell me what is wrong or right. Measured lives in cold statistics, like a soul can fit inside it. They say this is reality, this is all you get to be. But something deeper in my chest keeps screaming they miss the rest. 'Cause truth is more than what you see, more than surface certainty. Facts can build a prison wall, truth can make the whole thing fall. Sometimes what they call real kills the way we truly feel. You can know every detail, still completely miss the trail. Facts may shine like neon lights, but they can blind your eyes to truth tonight. Every label, every rule turned us into frightened fools, trading wonder for conclusions, living trapped inside illusions. They say prove it scientifically, but love was never geometry, and hope was never something you could hold mathematically. Maybe truth is something wild, something reason can't define. Facts can build a perfect cage, truth still breaks beyond the frame. Sometimes logic draws a line that leaves the human heart behind. You can count the stars above, still never understand their love. Facts may tell you what is there, but truth is something deeper in the air. Yeah, I'm tired of empty answers, tired of cold reality. There's a fire beyond the data, something bigger calling me. Not everything that matters can be written down or seen. Some truths only live inside the spaces in between. Facts can never hold the soul I spent years inside my head, building castles never lived in yet, dreaming wide but standing still, waiting for the perfect will. But life kept moving without me, like rivers flowing to the sea. And slowly I began to learn the soul was never made to wait its turn. A thought alone can't shape the sky, it needs hands willing to try. To be is to do, to move, to break through, not just speak about the fire but walk into desire. 'Cause a life untouched by action fades into imagination. Every road that changed my name started with uncertain steps in rain. No guarantees beneath my feet, just the courage to believe. And every scar I carry now came from saying yes somehow. Not perfect, not without fear, but alive because I dared. The heart discovers who it is only through the risks it lives. To be is more than breathing air, it's loving deeply, showing care, it's trying even when you fail, it's leaving traces on the trail. Because existence without motion becomes a slow erosion. What if purpose isn't found in endless thinking all around? What if meaning only grows when we step into the unknown? Because identity is not a thing we keep, it's something built through what we do repeatedly. So I'll stop waiting to become and start becoming as I run through every fall and every bruise, through every dream I choose. Because the truest life I know is the one brave enough to go. The night is wide, the road unclear, but I was never made to disappear. So I'll move and call that living.
I used to think that happiness was something I could keep for myself. A little more money, a little more time, maybe then I finally feel alive. But all the moments that stayed with me were never things I got to keep. They were smiles shared in passing rain, hands held through someone else's pain. Funny how the heart grows wide when you stop holding everything inside. The secret to living is giving love away while you're still breathing. Every kindness leaves a light, burning softly through the night. And somehow when you give your heart, you end up richer than you are. A song can save a lonely soul, a word can help somebody hold on. Even little things we do can become someone's truth. I've seen strangers change a day just by choosing warmth instead. Because the smallest acts of care can heal wounds we never see there. What we keep will fade with time, but what we give I gave to echo to. The night grew quiet, soft and wide, and I finally realized the secret to living was never having more. It was giving more. I spent too many nights pretending that I didn't want it bad, watching everybody move ahead while I stayed inside my head. Every dream looked dangerous, every chance felt way too high. So I built my walls around me and called it being wise. But fear can turn into a cage if you never walk away. If you're afraid to fail, then you're already falling. If you never take the leap, you'll never hear you calling. Every scar's proof you tried, every wound means you were alive. But fear will steal your soul away long before you lose the game. There were moments I stayed silent just because I feared the pain, but regret cuts even deeper than the risk of losing everything. Nobody remembers safety, nobody remembers doubt. The ones who change the world forever are the ones who fight through now. Every dream begins with fear. The brave just move while shaking here. If you're afraid to fail, then you're already breaking. Every second standing still is another chance you're wasting. You can lose 1,000 times, still become something greater inside. But fear will lock the door forever if you never even try. Yeah. Yeah, I know the fear is real, I know how the pressure feels, but nothing beautiful is born inside a life that never risked at all. So let your hands shake tonight and still step into the light. If you're afraid to fail, then you're already losing. But every fall can teach your heart the strength of choosing. I would rather crash and burn than never know what I deserved. So I'll run straight through the fire with my fear beside me. Tonight, fear won't stop me. No, I'd rather fall than never fly. Nobody sees the tiny lines drawn again 1,000 times. The sleepless nights, the careful hands trying to make the pieces land. People only praise the glow, never what it took below. But every masterpiece begins with moments almost missed within. The world remembers finished art, not the patience behind the start. Little things create perfection, every detail, every second, 1,000 quiet choices made, hidden in the work each day. Because greatness never comes from chance, it's built through careful hands.
quiet work. What if excellence is this? Not brilliance, but persistence. Not giant leaps into the light, but tiny steps repeated right. Because the difference you can see creates the things remembered endlessly. So I'll keep honoring the small, the unnoticed parts of it all. Every detail, every scar shapes the person and the art. And maybe perfection's greatest truth is how much care it quietly includes. The final touch looks small at night, but somehow made the whole thing shine. And I realized greatness lives inside little things. Before we learn to touch the stars, we first imagine where they are. Before the bridges crossed the sea, someone dreamed what could not be seen. A fragile mind, a restless soul, questioning what others told. And from that quiet inner flame, the whole wide world began to change. We are small beneath the sky, but thought is where our greatness hides. Man's greatness lives inside the mind, in the courage to question why, to dream beyond the fear we know, to seek what no one else has shown. Because the strongest force on earth begins inside a single thought at birth. Empires fall and bodies fade, but ideas echo through the ages. One thought can heal, one thought can break, one thought can bend the course of fate. We build ourselves through what we think. Every rise begins within, and every truth we've ever found started as a whispered sound. The world is changed not only by hands, but by the minds that dare expand. Greatness isn't only power or standing tall above the crowd. It's seeing deeper through the dark and carrying light inside the heart. Because humanity survives through those who dare to think alive. What if thinking is our freedom? The one thing no chain can weaken, the ability to imagine more than the world has seen before. 'Cause every revolution starts in someone's hidden heart. So I'll protect the fire inside, the endless need to question life, not satisfied with staying still, always reaching further still. Because the greatest thing we are is minds that reach beyond the stars. The night was silent, vast, unknown, but somewhere thought became our home. And from that tiny human spark, we lit the dark.
It's deciding who you'll be. Freedom is a chance to grow, to choose a better road. Not just doing what you want, but becoming something more. Every door that opens wide, ask who you are inside. Because freedom means nothing at all if it never helps you rise. You can waste the days you own or build a life that feels like home. Every moment left untied still asks you what you'll do with life. No one else can choose your way. That's the beauty and the way. The sky is wide, the path is yours, but freedom asks for something more. Not every choice will set you free. Some only pull you underneath. Freedom is a chance to change, to rise beyond the same. Not just drifting through the air, but becoming someone there. Every step you freely take shapes the person that you make. What if freedom's not escape? What if it's the strength to shape a life that means more than desire? A soul refined through fire. Because the freest hearts I've seen still choose who they wanna be. Freedom is a chance to heal, to build something honest and real. Not just tearing borders down, but lifting yourself from the ground. Because the greatest liberty is becoming who you're meant to be. So I won't waste the air I breathe on empty roads that lead nowhere for me. If I am free, then let me become better. I used to think the world was fair, that good hearts always made it there, that hard work meant a straight line road, and kindness never walked alone. But life is ways of breaking plans, giving less than what we had. Some people win without the scars, some lose beneath the stars. The world won't bend because you ache. That's the truth we learned too late. Life's not fair, it never was. Some nights hurt without a cause, some doors close without a sound, some dreams fall to the ground. But even knowing all of this, I still choose not to quit. I've seen the wrong ones rise too high, and honest souls get left behind. Watched love fade for no good reason, watched winter come in every season. But bitterness can steal your light if you let it live inside. So I learned to carry pain without letting it chain me. You can curse the rain all night, or learn somehow to walk through it alive. Life's not fair, but life still calls. Through every rise and every fall, you don't get to choose the storm, only how you carry on. But maybe strength is simply this, still walking after it hits. What if peace is not believing that life will always treat you evenly? What if peace is understanding guarantee, but meaning still can be. Life's not fair, maybe never will, but there's beauty breathing through it still. In every heart that keeps its grace, even after pain. And though the world may wound sometimes, I won't let it harden mine. So let the road be rough and long, I'll still carry on. Because even in an unfair world, there's still a life worth living for. I spent years chasing my own name, thinking that was the winning game. More success, a little more fame, maybe then I'd feel okay. But every moment that felt real had nothing to do with what I achieved. It was helping someone through the rain, watching a tide smile return again. Funny how the heart comes alive when it beats for more than just itself inside. Real living starts when we give more than we take from this world. But in every hand we choose to hold, in every kindness softly shown. Because the richest souls I've seen are the ones who help others breathe. A mother staying up all night, a stranger stopping to ask you alright, a friend who listens when you break, love hidden in the smallest ways. The world keeps turning cold sometimes, but human hearts still carry light. And maybe that's why we are here, to leave each other less alone in fear. Purpose often arrives quietly inside acts of humanity. Real life is not standing above, but standing beside the ones we love. Not only chasing dreams alone, but helping someone else hold on. Because meaning grows somehow when we lift another soul from falling down. What if the secret isn't glory, but becoming part of someone's story? A safe place in a hurting world, a little warmth when nights get cold. Because no one truly lives only for themselves. So I'll spend my years giving light, even if it burns through the night. I love deeper than my fear, be fully present while I'm here. Because one day when my life is done, I hope somebody says they felt less alone. The room was quiet after the rain, but somehow nothing felt the same. Because maybe living truly means helping someone else live too. I spent years asking why we're here, searching for some meaning clear, a bigger plan, a hidden sign, something written in the sky. But life kept passing quietly, in coffee cups and city streets, in tired smiles and midnight talks, in little moments never caught. Oh, oh, maybe meaning isn't far away. simply living while we can. A sunset fading into blue, hand reaching out to you. The sound of rain against the glass, knowing none of this can last. And somehow that makes it more real, not less important but more deeply felt. Because fleeting things still leave a mark, like little fires in the dark. The beauty of a passing flame is knowing it won't stay the same. We don't need to conquer time or leave a perfect life behind. Sometimes enough is simply this, to feel alive inside the wind, to love, to hurt, to heal again, to wake up and begin again. Oh, what if the search itself is life? Not arriving but the right, not some final answer found. Oh, but every heartbeat making sound. Oh, oh, because existence isn't waiting somewhere else, it's happening right now itself. So I'll stop chasing distant skies and hold this fleeting life tonight. The broken parts, the golden days, the temporary human ways. Because maybe the deepest truth is that living itself is enough. The night grows still beneath the stars. No final answers, no grand cause, just my heart beating softly. And somehow that was meaning enough for me. I kept waiting for a sign, some perfect road, some painted line, something certain I could trust before I gave my heart enough. But the map stayed blank for years, covered over by my fears, till one day I finally moved, and found the road beneath my shoes. Maybe nothing starts complete, maybe life appears beneath our feet. Paths are made by walking on, step by step through the unknown. Not by standing still and dreaming, but by moving while believing. Because every road we someday know was once untouched below. The people who inspire me most, they didn't always know where they would go. Oh, they simply carried hope ahead through sleepless nights and doubt instead. And every scar along the way became part of the shape they made. Because direction slowly grows inside the hearts that choose to go. The future isn't waiting somewhere far. Oh, it's built by where your footsteps are. No road appears before the walk, no song exists before it's sung. You learn the rhythm as you move, it's how the soul discovers truth. Because life was never meant to be fully understood before it's lived. What if uncertainty's the point? What if meaning comes through choice? Oh, it's not from seeing every turn, but from taking steps that burn. Because courage isn't knowing how, it's simply moving now. So I'll keep walking through the rain, even if I can't explain where this road will finally end or who I'll be around the bend. Because one thing I know for sure, the path appears when we endure. The night stretched wide before my eyes, no clear answers, no clear signs. But somewhere beneath my wandering feet, a road was forming quietly.
I used to think that I should stay the same as yesterday. Hold the line, don't shift too much. Call it strength, call it enough. But time kept moving through my hands, changing things I couldn't plan. And slowly I began to see change is part of me. Nothing living stays the same. Every breath rewrites the name. To grow is to change, there's no other way. Every step forward reshapes who I am today. And if perfection has a name, it's not stillness, it's the flame. It's changing again and again, becoming more than I've been. I've tried to hold a perfect frame, afraid of losing what I've made. But perfect isn't something still, it moves with every will. What I was is not a loss, it's the ground I'm building on. Every version that I leave still lives in me. There's no final shape to find, only forms we leave behind. To grow is to change, to shift, to rearrange. Every lesson, every fall rewrites it all. And if perfection truly lives, it's in how we choose to shift again and again without end, becoming who we're meant to be. The river doesn't try to stay, it finds its strength by changing shape. And just like water finding sea, we grow through movement constantly. Stillness isn't where we rise, it's in the change we realize. To grow is to change, to never stay the same. Every breath, every day leads another way. And perfection isn't a place, it's a rhythm we embrace. A life that keeps learning to bend and changing again and again. I am not finished, I am not fixed, I am becoming, and that is enough. From the moment we begin, time is quietly settling in. Every heartbeat, every breath moves a little closer to the end. We chase love, we chase light, trying to outrun the night. But shadows walk beside us all, like echoes waiting in the hall. Maybe death was never far away, just hidden softly inside each day. Every life is moving onward toward a final closing door. Not to erase what came before, but to remind us life is short. Because endings give meaning to the flame that burns inside our fragile names. I used to fear the thought of loss, of disappearing into dark. But then I saw how flowers bloom, knowing winter comes too soon. Nothing beautiful can stay, that's what makes us ache this way. And maybe love means holding tight, even while we know goodbye. The stars shine brightest is not the enemy. Forgetfulness may be. What if the purpose of this life is not escaping the end in sight, but learning how to truly live before the silence finally hits? Because forever has no weight without the beauty of things that fade. So I'll hold this fleeting world tonight, the warmth, the tears, the borrowed time. And though the end waits quietly, I won't let fear steal life from me. Because the goal may be the end, but the meaning lives in how we spend the in-between. The night grows still beneath the sky. One day all of us say goodbye. So until then, I'll live before I die.
I spent years chasing my own name, thinking that was the winning game. More success, a little more fame, maybe then I'd feel okay. But every moment that felt real had nothing to do with what I achieved. It was helping someone through the rain, watching a tide smile return again. Funny how the heart comes alive when it beats for more than just itself inside. Real living starts when we give more than we take from this world. But in every hand we choose to hold, in every kindness softly shown. Because the richest souls I've seen are the ones who help others breathe. A mother staying up all night, a stranger stopping to ask you alright, a friend who listens when you break, love hidden in the smallest ways. The world keeps turning cold sometimes, but human hearts still carry light. And maybe that's why we are here, to leave each other less alone in fear. Purpose often arrives quietly inside acts of humanity. Real life is not standing above, but standing beside the ones we love. Not only chasing dreams alone, but helping someone else hold on. Because meaning grows somehow when we lift another soul from falling down. What if the secret isn't glory, but becoming part of someone's story? A safe place in a hurting world, a little warmth when nights get cold. Because no one truly lives only for themselves. So I'll spend my years giving light, even if it burns through the night. I love deeper than my fear, be fully present while I'm here. Because one day when my life is done, I hope somebody says they felt less alone. The room was quiet after the rain, but somehow nothing felt the same. Because maybe living truly means helping someone else live too. People only see the light, not the endless sleepless nights, not the years of being unknown, still creating all alone. Everybody loves a rise, but greatness grows where silence hides. tiny steps repeated slow, long before the flowers show. Maybe brilliance isn't speed, maybe it's refusing to leave. Genius lives inside patience, inside quiet dedication, and showing up again and again when no one understands. Because the brightest flames I've known were built slow as stone. I used to chase the sudden spark, the overnight, the instant start. But rivers carve through mountains deep, not through force but endlessly. Every masterpiece takes time, every dream survives through the nights. Those that change the world somehow are the ones who don't back down. The strongest hearts aren't always loud, they simply last through every doubt. Patience is a hidden art, a steady hand, a faithful heart. Not giving in when progress fades, not quitting in the waiting days. 'Cause genius isn't magic born, it's devotion carried on. What if talent's overrated compared to staying dedicated? What if greatness quietly grows in the ones who keep going slow? Because time reveals what's true to the ones who follow through. So I'll trust the slower climb, the unseen work, the passing time. I'll keep building through the dark, even when it's hard to start. Because one day the world may see what patience created quietly in me. The night was long, the room was still, but something kept burning still. And I realized the fire was patience all along. I used to think that wealth was gold, big houses shining in the cold, something you could touch and own, something you could call your own. But time kept teaching different things, the value hidden underneath. Because the richest souls I knew carried worlds inside the truth. Money fades and seasons change, but the mind can outlive everything. Our riches live inside the mind, in every dream and every light, in every lesson that we've learned, in every page and bridge we burn. 'Cause what we think and what we know becomes the greatest wealth we hold. A curious heart can cross the sea without ever leaving the street. One idea can change a life, one thought can survive through time. And even when the world feels cold, knowledge gives the soul a home, the power to imagine more than what we've ever seen before. The deepest treasures can't be bought, they grow quietly through thought. Richness isn't what we keep, locked away where no one sees. It's wisdom shared from hand to hand, the ability to understand. Because the strongest kind of gold lives within the soul. What if wealth is not possession, but awareness and perception? The freedom to create and feel, to turn imagination real. Because no thief can steal the fire inside a thoughtful mind inspired. So I'll feed the world inside my head with books, with dreams, with words unsaid. I'll gather wonder more than fame and empty remain. Because when everything else is gone, the mind still carries on. The night was quiet, soft and deep, but inside me world still breathes. And I realized I was richer than I knew. I used to sit with careful hands, waiting for the perfect chance, thinking if I moved too soon, everything I loved might lose. But time kept slipping through my skin, while I stayed trapped inside my head. And slowly I began to see the danger wasn't failing me. The worst regret is not the fall, it's never moving at all. I'm not afraid of taking chances, or the scars that come with dancing. I fear the silence, staying still, watching life pass by at will. Because mistakes can heal with time, but untouched dreams forever hide. Every road I didn't take still echoes like a quiet ache. Not because I know they'd work, but because I never learned. And every leap that left a bruise still taught me something true. Even the nights I lost my way moved me more than standing safe. Action may break your heart in two, but inaction slowly buries you. So I'll risk the wrong decisions over lifetimes spent in wishing I'd rather fall while reaching high than never know the reason why. Because the heaviest thing I found is the weight of not moving now. What if courage is uncertainty? What if it's simply moving despite fear? Not knowing how it ends, but refusing not to begin. Because life was never made for souls too scared to change. I'm not afraid of what could fail, I'm afraid of growing stale, of waking up one day to find I left my real life behind. So even if I lose tonight, at least I chose to try. The road ahead may break my heart, but staying here would tear me apart. So I'll move before regret does. I've seen cities glowing gold, crowded streets and hearts turn cold. People chasing endless things, still feeling empty underneath. But then a hand reached out to mine, and suddenly the world felt alive, like winter breaking into spring. From one small human thing, maybe love is not just part of life, maybe it's the reason light shines. What is life without the light of love? Just days passing by unnoticed, because love turns ordinary nights into something almost holy. And every heart begins to glow the moment it's truly known. A laugh across a quiet room, a voice saying I'm here for you. The little moments no one sees become the soul of a memory. Love paints color into time, makes even broken things feel bright. And without it, all the world can be is motion without meaning. The stars may fill the sky above, but nothing shines like human love. What is wealth without someone to hold? What is warmth inside the cold? Because love is what gives life its flame, the thing that makes us more than names. And even when the years grew dark, love leaves a light inside the heart. What if love is not weakness, but the deepest kind of strength? The courage to stay open wide, even knowing hearts can break. Because nothing truly beautiful exists untouched by love at all. So I'll love why I'm still here through every joy and every tear. I'll let my heart burn bright enough to leave warmth inside the ones I love. Because at the end of all we know, love is the light we leave below. The night grew soft beneath the sky, and suddenly I realized life without love would only be half alive. I used to bend the truth sometimes to keep the peace, to save my pride. A softer lie, a careful mask, just enough to make things last. And maybe it worked for a little while, like cracked glass dressed up with a smile. But every word that wasn't real left something broken underneath. Because the truth may hurt at first, but lies only make it worse. Honesty may cost you now, but it lets your soul breathe somehow. No hiding shadows in the dark, no carrying secrets in your heart. Because peace begins the day you stop running from what's true to say. I've seen people build their lives on things they knew were all disguised, and every wall they tried to raise only trapped them in their maze. But there's freedom in simple words, even when they sometimes hurt. A quiet strength in standing clear, without pretending through the fear. The hardest truth is still more kind than a beautiful lie over time. Honesty is not perfection, it's choosing truth over protection. It's saying what your heart can hold, even when your voice feels cold. Because the strongest kind of peace comes when you have nothing left to hide beneath. What if truth is not a weapon, but a way back to ourselves again? Not flawless, not without pain, but real enough to remain.
broken so easily. So I'll speak the truth I know, even when my hands still shake below. I'd rather lose while being real than win behind something concealed, because at the end of every road, a clear heart is worth more than gold. The night grew lighter after truth, no disguise left to hold on to. And for the first time in a while, I could finally breathe.
I used to think the world was fair, that good hearts always made it there, that hard work meant a straight line road, and kindness never walked alone. But life is ways of breaking plans, giving less than what we hand. Some people win without the scars, some lose beneath the stars. The world won't bend because you ache, that's the truth we learned too late. Life's not fair, it never was. Some nights hurt without a cause, some doors close without a sound, some dreams fall to the ground. But even knowing all of this, I still choose not to quit. I've seen the wrong ones rise too high, and honest souls get left behind. Watched love fade for no good reason, watched winter come in every season. But bitterness can steal your light if you let it live inside. So I learned to carry pain without letting it chain me. You can curse the rain all night, or learn somehow to walk through it alive. Life's not fair, but life still calls. Through every rise and every fall, you don't get to choose the storm, only how you carry on. And maybe strength is simply this, still walking after it hits. What if peace is not believing that life will always treat you evenly? What if peace is understanding you can still grow through the damage? Because fairness isn't guaranteed, but meaning still can be. Life's not fair, maybe never will, but there's beauty breathing through it still, in every heart that keeps its grace, even after pain. And though the world may wound sometimes, I won't let it harden mine. So let the road be rough and long, I'll still carry on, because even in an unfair world, there's still a life worth living for. I used to think that holding on was how you stayed safe for long. Keep your heart behind a wall, never give too much at all. But I've seen kindness change a room, like sunlight breaking through the gloom. A single hand, a simple word, A smile, a moment, honest time can mean more than 1,000 signs. The smallest acts can carry far, like quiet lights inside the dark. What we keep may fade away, but what we give somehow remains. No one loses by being kind or opening up what's inside. Love is strange that way it grows. The more you let it go, and maybe that's the secret too. The richest souls are generous through and through. What if life is not about how much we gather for ourselves, but about the lives we touch before we leave this world behind? Because nothing truly travels far like a loving heart. So I'll give while I still can, my words, my time, my hands. Not because I have it all, but because giving makes me whole. And when the years have passed me by, I hope love is what survives. The things we keep will fade someday, but kindness never dies away. And somehow after giving more, I feel richer than before. You stand between the lines of what you fear and what you want. One step forward, one step back, a battle never fought. Time won't wait for you to choose. It keeps moving either way, and every second you hold back is a chance you throw away. There's no middle ground in this, no safe place left to hide. You either take the risk or watch your life pass by. It's all or nothing now. You either rise or fall. You either take the leap or never move at all. Life is just a choice you make between fear and fight. You either live with courage or you waste your life. You can play it safe forever, never feel the sting, but you'll never know the fire that a single chance can bring. Every dream demands a risk, You're not here to stay small, you're here to take the risk. Oh, not live at all, it's all or nothing now. This moment is your call. You either stand and fight or never stand at all. Life is just a single chance, don't let it pass you by. You either live with courage or you let it die. Choose and live. Oh. You carry anger like a loaded gun. Every word cuts like a wire tongue. Every room starts shaking when you walk inside, like a storm with nowhere left to hide. All the bitterness inside your veins, burning harder every single day. You keep feeding every wound you made, till the darkness becomes your name. If all that fire had another way, maybe it could change something. If your hate could turn electric, it could light the whole world tonight. All the rage inside your heartbeat could become a different kind of light. You got power running through your soul, strong enough to lose control, but you can choose what burns inside, destruction or a brighter light. Every scar became another wall, every pain became a battle call. You keep screaming at the sky above, but never learn the shape of love. Maybe all the things that broke your heart left a spark inside the dark, and maybe all the hate you hold is just hurt that never healed at all. You could burn the world to ash, or become the fire that lasts. If your hate could turn electric, it could light the whole world tonight. All the chaos in your bloodstream could become a reason to survive. You got lightning in your hands, strong enough to make a stand, but you decide what you ignite, the dark or the light. You know what anger feels like a war you can't escape, but every flame can guide the lost or leave nothing in its wake. So what are you becoming now? A fire that destroys, or a fire that gives warmth to every broken void? If your hate could turn electric, it could light the whole world bright. Every wound and every failure could become your reason why. You got thunder in your chest, you don't have to be possessed. Turn the pain into a light and electrify the night. Electric hate or electric light, you decide tonight. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. times I tried to change, hide the parts that felt too strange. Looking at the world outside, thinking I should live another life. But every scar and every flaw, every lesson, every loss, brought me closer to the truth. I was never meant to be someone new. The more I stopped pretending, the more I started breathing. I'm happy to be alive, happy just to feel this life. The highs, the lows, the changing skies, the tears that taught me how to smile. And after all the years I've seen, I'm finally glad to be me. I don't need to shine the most or chase somebody else's road. There's beauty in an honest heart, even when it falls apart. Because living isn't being imperfect, it's loving who you are beneath it. And every broken piece I hide still help build this life of mine. The world gets lighter somehow when you stop trying to be someone else now. I'm grateful for the air tonight, for every chance to still feel alive, for all the moments yet to come, for who I was and who I've become. 'Cause peace arrived the moment I believe I was enough as me. What if happiness is simple? Not fame, not endless approval, but waking up and realizing you no longer hate your reflection. Because the greatest freedom I found is standing in my own skin now. So I'll sing louder through the rain, carry every joy and pain. I won't waste another year trying to disappear. Because out of all the things life gave to me, the best one was learning to love being me. The morning light touched my face, and for once I didn't look away. I just smiled, happy to be alive. I used to want the answers fast, skip the hurt and bypass the past. Thought wisdom came from what you knew, not from what you struggled through. But every scar upon my skin taught me more than comfort did. And every road that made me bleed left something stronger underneath. Nothing valuable arrives for free, not the things that shape who we'll be. Experience always costs something, a little pain, a little suffering. You pay in nights, you pay in tears, you pay in trial through the years. But every wound becomes a guide, lighting up the road inside. I've met people young in age, but ancient in the things they faced, and others safe their whole lives through, still strangers to the deeper truth. Because you can't learn love from words or courage without getting hurt, and no one understands the climb without walking it in time. The lessons that stay the longest are the ones bought through hardship. Experience is earned slowly,
price can feel unfair, the wisdom stays there. What if pain is not the enemy? What if it's part of becoming? 'Cause every soul that truly grows has walked through things nobody knows. And maybe that's the hidden art, turning hurt into heart. So I won't regret the cost, or every time I thought I'd lost, because the person standing here was shaped by every difficult year. And though experience asks for more, it gives back deeper than before. The road was never free to walk, every lesson had its cost. But looking back through all this time, I think it was worth the price. Nothing stays the way it was, not the sky, not even us. Every moment slips away, turning night into a day. I try to hold what felt like home, to freeze a place I'd always known, but time kept moving through my hands. It never stands. The more I try to make it stay, the more it slowly slipped away. Change is something we can't deny. It's written in the passing time. Every breath, every step leads to something different next. It never stops, it never ends. It bends, it breaks, it starts again. Change is not a passing phase, it's the rhythm of our days. Seasons turn without a sound. What was lost is something found. Even pain will shift its shape, even fear begins to fade. What we call the end of things often hides new beginnings. Life is never standing still, it always will. There's no moment we can keep, only waves that rise and leave. Change is something we must face, it lives in every time and place. We can fight or we can flow, but it never lets us go. It keeps moving, it keeps on, long after what we knew is gone. Change is not what comes and goes, it's what forever flows. Maybe peace is not in control, but in letting go of holding on. Not resisting every turn, but trusting what we learn. The river doesn't ask to stay, it finds its strength along the way. Change is endless, always near, in every hope, in every fear. It shapes the world, it shapes our soul. It's the only constant we know. So I won't stand against the tide, I'll walk with time, not run and hide. If everything is meant to change, then I will change with it. Nothing stays, nothing ends. Everything becomes something else.
Yeah. The morning sun climbs through the sky, like it believes it'll never die. Golden light on younger days, before the colors drift away. We all begin with steady hands. Certain time we'll understand, but every season leaves its trace, slowly written on our face. Nothing stays where it began. That's the quiet law of man. Everything that rises falls, every echo fades with time. Every flower reaching tall, older someday to say goodbye. But maybe that's what makes it real, the way it slips beyond our feel. I watched old pictures lose their shine. Familiar voices change with time. Dreams once burning in our chest turn softer as the years progress. And love too changes as it grows, less like fire, more like home. Not weaker, just a different flame, still beautiful, all the same. We spend our lives trying to stay, but life was built to drift away. Everything that grows old, every story slowly folds. Nothing keeps its perfect form, not the summer, not the storm. But there's a beauty in the end, in knowing nothing's permanent. What if fading isn't lost? What if time itself is love? Because the things that cannot stay still leave their light along the way. And maybe meaning isn't found in forever, but in now. Everything that rises sets, every heart holds some regret. Every life becomes a memory, floating softly through history. So while the light is still in view, hold it close while it holds you. The sun will fall beyond the sea, and one day so will we. But for a moment here tonight, we shine. I try to shut it all away, lock the light, keep pain at bay. I told myself I feel no fall if I felt nothing at all. I've built a wall around my heart, kept it safe, kept it apart. But in the silence I could see, there's something missing deep in me. You can't break if you don't feel. You can't lose if you don't try. But a life without a spark is just passing by. Where hope lives, so does pain. You can't have one without the rain. Every tear, every scar means you dare to feel this far. You don't fall from empty hands or lose what you don't understand. Every dream you let inside, open something you can't hide. Even when it hurts to stay, even when it fades away, it's the proof you chose to live and not just exist. You don't need to run from hurt or hide from what you feel. Every break inside your heart is something real. Where hope lives, so does fear, but it's what makes everything clear. Every fall, every start means you trusted your own heart. If you never let it in, you'll never feel the light. If you never take was young, I closed my eyes, built whole worlds inside my mind. Cities glowing in the dark, voices reaching past the stars. People said that's just a dream, something distant, never seen. But every road we walk today once lived inside somebody's brain. Nothing starts out fully real. First it's something someone feels. Everything you can imagine already lives somewhere within. Every vision, every fire starts as one untamed desire. The world was built by hearts that dared to believe what wasn't there. Every song before it's sung, every flight before it runs, every painting, every cure was once uncertain and obscure. The future hides inside the mind, waiting for someone to try. Maybe your creation starts with invisible sparks in the dark. Reality begins to bend the moment we stop saying pretend. Everything you can imagine can become more than a passion. Every dream that feels unreal may be closer than you feel, because the line between what is and what could be is thinner than it seems. What if imagination's not escape? What if it's the blueprint we create? Not running from reality, but shaping what reality could be. Because nothing truly new arrives without someone dreaming first. So I'll keep seeing beyond the now, even if I don't know how. Every impossible thing alive was once a thought someone held inside, and maybe that's the greatest art, turning imagination into heart. So I won't fear the dreams I see. They may become reality, because somewhere in the unseen the future begins.